we just had about bullying, but it's okay. You will. That will be a topic that we rediscuss because it was amazing. It touched my soul. It touched my soul in a mighty way. But we're going to come back and talk a little bit about privilege and oppression. So I'm going to ask you guys to actually define the term for me. Then I'm going to let you know what I feel it is, what my experience with it has been. And we'll move forward from there.
We always have these vocabulary.
Girl, I see. I'm trying to...
Because I'm all about the education.
I see.
I am a higher education administration
trying to
major.
Work my brain today. Today my off day.
I can't. Okay, so what is privilege?
Rewards.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Privilege, yep. It would be,
what is privilege?
Wait, in what context? Are we talking about privileged or
just play with me today?
You tell me what you think.
I mean, if you're talking about like privilege, you're talking about someone a person who comes from a background in which they were able to afford certain things and are accustomed to a certain type of life. But if you're talking about like a privilege, I guess it's like she said, like a reward, or like it's not necessarily a right. It's not something that you have to do. It's not something that someone has to give you, but it's a reward.
Okay. It could be a reward. It could be nothing more than your last name, but it's a reward.
And we're going to talk about that in relation to oppression. And you guys are familiar with the concept of oppression, correct?
Mm-hmm. Not keeping people down.
Essentially.
Okay.
So there's a concept of privilege and oppression where there's oppression where someone is made to feel less than and they don't receive everything that they could or that they need. And as a result, there are people that are not the original person that was oppressed that receive privilege. They are privileged. They have certain things given to them or afforded to them by nature of being who they are. It's not because they did anything. It's not a reward for your action or your deeds, but it's a reward for something that you have no control over. So, back in the day when we had our segregation, there are people that got to sit in the front of the bus. That was their privilege.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, everybody else had to sit in the back.
Of the bus.
Could have been their privilege.
Now it's a privilege to sit in the back of the bus.
I said
to some people.
That ex-murderer jumped on the bus. They're going to take those front people first.
There are doors in the front and in the back. You're not helping. You're not helping.
Truck, man. Bus driver.
I'm doing that to protect you. That's what it was?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll ponder on that.
Trying to be optimistic here. Okay.
I see you are definitely a glass half full type of person. I'm more of a throw the glass at you and run type of person because I need to survive if there's ex murderers coming around. That's the only thing that I'm thinking of. I'm throwing it and I'm hoping that
those people in the back didn't get bus driving.
Oh, Lord.
I bet you the people in the back did not get bus drivers. She was in the front of the little line that you're not supposed to cross.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the front ain't safe no more.
Yeah, we do not support violence here at the Love Below or 91.9 The Buzz.
You better say that.
But yeah. So in reference to privilege and oppression, there are a lot of people that don't really understand the concept of privilege and oppression. So, how do you guys feel would be the best way to approach it with somebody that's not familiar with the topic? What's the best way to inform them or to educate them on privilege and oppression?
I mean, if we're using oppression as that definition of trying to keep people down, then wouldn't you just try to educate them on not offending people or trying to keep them back for your own advancement? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still trying to come up with my example over here. I'm still thinking.
Well,
just say words until he says okay.
No, if that be the case, if you're just educating them on being nicer, or
think
you know,
most
not
people should be
purposely
mindset.
trying to keep people down. There are certain instances and certain situations where things just don't necessarily go well for people. Like, there's affirmative action because we know that some people make more than others. There are certain situations where men get paid more than women.
Yeah,
Now,
For no reason at all.
Now, for most men, that is a privilege that they receive that they don't necessarily know exists. So, it's not that they did anything wrong to receive the privilege, but because it is there and they don't know about it, how do you inform them what's going on so that a change can be made? I guess that's my question.
You do it the all lawyery way with statistics and maps and diagrams, and so they can be like, look, just because you have a different body part, you get extra money.
Oh, sweet
Which
Jesus.
is crappy. But
I don't think that would change anything though. I feel
I
like
don't think
they
they
still
care.
gonna be like, alright.
Not everyone is going to be receptive, but that's why I'm asking what's a good way to approach it. Now, I had a gentleman come up to me because I do work with the MSC every now and then. I don't know if they want me to say that right now after all the stuff I've been saying, but I volunteer with them every now and then, and had a gentleman come up to one of the tables during Racism Stops With Me week, and he was asking, you know, why do you guys spend so much time talking about white this and black that, and so much time talking about racism? I haven't really seen any racism. Like, I haven't seen any Klan meetings on campus, so racism doesn't
they're
really
not on
exist.
campus, but they are local. It's ridiculous.
And I mean, this is a real conversation that he had, and it was just, you know, well, I don't see Klan meetings going on, so racism isn't, like, I haven't experienced any racism.
they're down having those bake sales by 16.
Oh no.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I feel like some people don't realize it. Like, they are not aware of what's going on because it's not like right in front of them.
If it's not affecting them, they're not gonna.
They're not.
And I guess that's what we're talking about. Like, people in privileged positions don't necessarily realize that they're privileged. Like, we don't realize that even as college students making less than $10,000 a year, we are still part of the top 1%, the wealthiest people in the world. Like, I mean, there are people that don't eat at all for weeks on end, and we're upset because we may miss a meal once every 3 weeks because we were too busy to eat, not because we couldn't afford the food. We just, my bad, I just turned my mic off. I was talking too
It's
much,
okay.
and my hand got
Now
happy.
you was getting it. Go ahead.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that. Like, honestly, before I came to college and started talking to people about the different aspects and different things that are going on, I didn't realize that there's a privilege that I have in being able to eat 3 times a day that the majority of the world does not. That's something that they might never experience. So, in realizing that a lot of the people in privileged positions don't know that they're privileged, how do we educate them about the oppression that affects other people?